सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. In this Prathama Shatkam, giving the description of Tvampada Vichara, the nature of the individual. What is the nature of the individual is Atma Swarupam, he has established. The individual nature is Atma, the Chaitanyam, consciousness is the original nature. This point alone Lord Krishna explained further in 4th chapter and 5th chapter of Gita Prathama Shatkam only. And he gave that Karma Yoga as a sadhana in the 3rd chapter. Karma Yoga as a sadhana to purify the mind as a Jnana Yogyata. So Karma Yoga sadhana, Tvampada Vichara. The teaching is Tvampada Vichara. Enquiry into one's own nature. Then that Atma Swarupam is my nature. Once I understand, I get that knowledge, information, how to own up, how to actualize or make it fact for me. I received the teaching from my teacher. The teacher gives this information. I am the Atma Swarupam. I am not the part of the body, property of the body, product of the body. I am the consciousness pervading inside the body, outside the body. I am the consciousness which is enlivening the body. I am the consciousness which survives after the fall of the body. I am the consciousness cannot be transactable without the body. Sufficiently I got the information, but how to assimilate it? How to make it a fact for me? Then Lord Krishna says, don't worry. 6th chapter I am giving for that only as a Nididhyasanam, contemplation, Vedantic meditation. That's what we are seeing. Almost we have completed with this 36th verse, the 6th chapter teaching is over. How one has to live. What are the disciplines one has to follow to assimilate the teaching? Mano Nigraham, Indriya Nigraham, Asanam, sitting in a quiet place. One has to dwell upon that teaching, Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam, 2 types. After receiving the teaching, you can practice Nididhyasanam in 2 types. That is Samadhi Abhyasa, 1. Number 2 is Brahma Abhyasa. This point I have not given previously, but recently when I am looking into that Vidyaranya Panchadashi, Vidyaranya says in Panchadashi, Samadhi Abhyasa also recommended for people. After listening to Shastra, Samadhi Abhyasa, that what Lord Krishna talking here. What is the difference between Samadhi Abhyasa and Brahma Abhyasa? Samadhi Abhyasa means sitting in one place, asana sthiti, indriya sthiti, manasthiti, buddhi sthiti. You have to follow all disciplines without any obstacles. What are those obstacles we were seeing in the last class? Last class means 1 month back. Laya, Vikshepa, Kashaya, Rasaswada. Laya means sleep. When I am practicing in Samadhi Abhyasa, sitting in one place doing meditation. What type of meditation? Dwelling upon my own nature, remembering the whole teaching. For that, what example we saw? Like a cow masticating the cud, what it has already swallowed, masticating the food, bringing that whole thing into its own mouth and again munching. Same way we have to do with the teaching also. What we have learned from the Shastra, through the Guru, of course. That is important. Through the Guru, whatever we have received, we have to sit and contemplate. Again and again, we have to contemplate. When I am doing contemplation, I sit in one place, I withdraw my mind from objects, world, and go on thinking about that. It is Samadhi Abhyasa. While doing this, there is a possibility of laya, sleep, obstacle. Dhyana pratibandhaha, dhyana vijnani. Sleep. Because of sleep, I am not able to assimilate the teaching. In a meditation, if I sit, I am getting only sleep only. Then how can I assimilate the teaching? Then Lord Krishna says, that point exactly not mentioned here. In another place he is going to talk. Laya, sleep is because of two things. Because of overeating or lack of sleep. If I don't sleep properly, when I have to sleep, then I sleep in meditation nicely. So therefore, Arjuna, you have to sleep nicely and don't eat too much. In 36 also he has pointed out, asamyatatmana yogaha, who has not taken proper effort. That is the first obstacle you have to come out in Samadhi Abhyasa. What is the second obstacle? We saw Vikshepa. Your mind is thrown to external world, towards objects. Obsessed with the external objects, people, relations. So they reduce your possessions, obligations, transactions, relations. All you have to reduce. Then you can reduce your vikshepa, distraction. Otherwise your mind always run here and there because of vikshepa. Then you can do Samadhi Abhyasa comfortably. For that sake you must have satsangam. Satsangam means what? Attend scripture classes, Vedantic classes, regular. So vikshepa will go away. What is the third obstacle is called kashayam. Kashayam means strong likes and dislikes. Strong, powerful, in-depth likes and dislikes. I am overwhelmed by my preferences. Likes, not preferences, even likes. I like it, I hate it. I like it, I hate it. For that, what is the remedy? Lord Krishna says, witness them as a third person. Likes and dislikes are at vasana level. They will be there, but never overwhelmed by them, never enamored by them, never carry away by your likes and dislikes. Keep your likes and dislikes aside. So you can be free from kashayam. That is another obstacle in meditation. And the fourth obstacle is what? Rasaswadam. I happily enjoy the meditation, very nice. I like to continue that only, it will become an addiction, another addiction. If I don't practice today meditation, like that person, coffee addicted person, madre. If he won't take coffee, he will get headache, he will get lot of disturbance, and he cannot do work properly. This is another type of addiction. Rasa swadana means he enjoying that calmness, quietude, pleasing mind, and he like to continue that. That is also another type of obstacle. Rasa swadana. I should not become addicted to that meditation again. If I don't practice a few minutes more or that day couldn't practice, doesn't matter. It should not become an addiction to me. So laya is because of tamoguna, vikshepa is because of rajoguna, this rasaswada is because of sattvaguna. Too sattvic. That's why some people who are habituated to the meditation, there is a problem because of them also. There is meditation panni, they create problem in the family. So Lord Krishna says, careful, be aware of these obstacles, never carry away by them. Then Arjuna has got doubt now. In the 37th verse, Arjuna Uvacha. So very nice to listen. This Samadhi Abhyasa. What is that Brahma Abhyasa? That also I will tell you one point. And we will go further Samadhi Abhyasa. That Samadhi Abhyasa teaching is over already. Brahma Abhyasa means a person need not sit in a particular place. He need not sit separately and contemplation on Brahman. He need not do separately in one place, one corner, one time. He need not sit like that. But Brahma Abhyasa means it's not a Samadhi Abhyasa. It is while walking, talking, eating, while moving in the world, also he can do that. That is Brahma Abhyasa. That is Brahma Abhyasa. If you are capable of doing Brahma Abhyasa, you can do. No, I want to sit in one place, then only I can contemplate. Okay, sit in one place. Samadhi Abhyasa is not compulsory. Brahma Abhyasa also you can do. But you have to see that you are able to do Brahma Abhyasa without sitting in one place in a very difficult and a Samadhi Abhyasa practice. But generally people are fit for Samadhi Abhyasa. Brahma Abhyasa is not so easy. Pashyan Shrunvan Sprishan Jigran Ashnan Gachan. That is innu kastam. So Samadhi Abhyasa start. This is type of yogic type of Abhyasa. This is. Okay. Lord Krishna talking this Samadhi Abhyasa. So Brahma Abhyasa is also there. Tat Chintanam, Tat Kathanam, Anyonyat Tat Prabodhanam. That is Brahma Abhyasa. Etadeka Paratvam Brahma Vidurbudhaha. That means Tat Chintanam, Brahman, think about Brahman alone all the time. Tat Kathanam, talk to the people always about that. What? Vedanta only. Tat Kathanam. Anyonyat Tat Prabodhanam. You can share with your colleagues, your partners. Suppose your husband also coming to a class, you can share with him. Or husband can share with his wife. Or other friends nearby, house, colleagues, neighbors, those are attending classes, you can share with them. Tat Kathanam. Anyonyat Tat Prabodhanam means you can teach. Suppose you are a teacher. You want to be a teacher, you can teach others. This way of is called Brahma Abhyasa. So you have to choose whether Samadhi Abhyasa is necessary for me or not. Am I eligible for Brahma Abhyasa? It is your choice. Teacher cannot say. Okay. Lord Krishna has completed his teaching. Now Arjuna question is, okay, your conclusion is what, Lord Krishna? Your conclusion is, this person will get moksha. Whoever complete his contemplation thoroughly, he will attain moksha in this janma. Suppose, ayatihi shraddhayopetaha. Shraddhaya upetaha. Even though the person is having shraddha, full faith is there in the teaching, in your disciplines, whatever you are giving, all disciplines is having faith and practicing, but not sufficiently. Ayatihina. He is not putting complete effort. Ayatihi means alpa prayatnam he is doing. Not doing sufficient prayatnam. A person of incomplete effort. Yatihi means a person of complete effort. Complete effort, if you are doing, you are called yatihi. No, Swamini, once in a week only I am looking at the Bhagavad Gita book. I am coming to the class. Apart from that, I am not having touch with Vedanta. Means ayatihi an artham. Not putting complete effort an artham. Isn't it? So ayatihi. But the person is having shraddha. Shraddha is there. But shraddha is not sufficient. Effort is required. Because of so many reasons, family commitments, because of health problems, maybe he is not able to put full effort. Ayatihi yogat chalita manasaha. His mind is, chalita means disturbed, distracted, moved away, estrayed from yogat. Yogat means from jnana yoga. From this jnana marga, shravana manana nididhyasana marga, a long leave, 6 months abroad. Yoga chalita manasaha. I have taken books, Swamini, I have taken cassettes also, but still more materialistic world come into my mind, naturally. Because Swamini is not available there directly. As though it appears. Suppose like this, my lifetime is I am spending yoga chalita manasaha. Aprapya yoga samsiddhim. Because of these reasons, because of incomplete effort, because of the mind estrayed from this sadhana, study of scriptures, consistent study is not there, systematically I am not studying, I forget what last week class itself, suppose. Because of that reason, yoga samsiddhim aprapya. He has not accomplished that. Yoga means jnana yoga samsiddhi means moksha. He has not acquired, attained that moksha. Because of that jnana he has to attain moksha. Because of these reasons he is not able to get moksha. Yoga chalita manasaha yoga samsiddhim aprapya. He has not attained. Prapya means getting. Attaining. Aprapya means not attaining. Suppose that person kam gatim, hey Krishna, kam gatim gacchati. Suppose a person dies in the middle without attaining moksha because of these reasons. Because he has, we have to supply all this. He has left karma, everything, rituals, puja, all these things he has left. Because he has come to Vedanta. He is studying scriptures. When after studying scriptures, he has taken Jnana Marga, Jnana Yoga. So, Jnana Yoga, he has come. Karma Yoga, he has left. Karma rituals, all he has left. Puja, Punaskara, only left. Because of leaving that Karma Yoga, he has lost his Punya. Going to Swargaloka, Punya and all, he has missed. Coming to Jnana Yoga, he is not able to put sufficient effort. So, Jnana Yoga, moksha has gone. Karma Mulam, our punya also gone. So where he goes, suppose a person die without attaining moksha. That is Arjuna's problem. It's not Arjuna's problem. Arjuna keeping whole humanity in his mind. Arjuna keeping the whole humanity in his mind and asking the question. Suppose a person leaves his body without attaining moksha, in spite of Shraddha. Not attaining moksha because of so many factors. Kam gati. What is his lot? Enna gati. Lord Krishna is going to say further. Now Arjuna continuing his question further, his doubts. 38. Up to here we saw in the last class. Because of long gap, long introduction I have to give. Therefore, you can follow that previous subject. Now we enter into 38. Kachinno bhaya vibhrashtah Chinnabhramiva nashyati Apratishto mahabaho Vimudho brahmanah pathi Hey Mahabaho, he is addressing Lord Krishna. O mighty armed one, who is Lord Krishna? Hey Krishna, Chinna Abhramiva Nashyati Kachit. Kachit means here, he is giving an example. Ubhaya vibhrashtahan. First line, you see. Kachinnaha Ubhaya vibhrashtaha. Ubhaya vibhrashtaha means supportless. Having fallen from both yoga, jnana yoga and karma yoga or karma. Vibhrashtaha. Ubhaya means here what? And the Ubhaya, this previous, I have given the 2 points. Ubhaya means what? That rituals, if you perform rituals, Jyotishtoma Yaga, if you perform, you will go to Swarga. If you do Putra Kameshti Yaga, you will get Putra. You will do Avahanti Homa, you will get money. All these are materialistic benefits. And all rituals give lot of materialistic benefits. And they give punyam also, he can go to Swargaloka. Because he left all of them, he is not able to get all those things. After coming here, he is not able to accomplish this. Ubhaya vibhrashtahan. Like a cloud, he is comparing this person to a cloud, a separated cloud. From a big cloud, one small cloud is separated. Chinna Abhram. Chinna Abhram means a small separated cloud from the big cloud. That cloud nashyati, it will be perished, it will destroy because of wind. When the wind comes, the small cloud disappears. Have you seen that any time? The big cloud cannot be touched by the heavy wind also. But the small cloud, which is separated from that big cloud, if wind comes, it will disappear within minutes, within fraction of seconds sometimes. Why? It has no capacity to withstand to that wind. Similarly, this person is like a Chinna Abram. Those who have left karma and came to Vedanta class and not received the teaching properly, not got the moksha also, even eppadi Chinna Abramiva, just as it has got perished, destroyed, this person also will be destroyed like that, Chinna Abram. He is asking that question. Apratishtaha. Apratishtaha means punyarahitaha jnanarahitaha. Ubhaya vibhrashtaha chinna abhramiva nashyati apratishtaha. He will be perished like, will he not perish like that cloud, small cloud? Because he is apratishtaha. Apratishtaha means, pratishtha means having support. But he has lost the support. Apratishta means punyarahitaha, jnanarahitaha. The karma that which gives punya, he is not having. Jnana that which gives moksha, he couldn't achieve that. So apratishtaha means punyarahitaha, jnanarahitaha. Suppose, what is that person's gati, travel? How is this jiva, that person will travel, which loka he will go? Gati means what? Which loka he will go? Because swarga is not possible, moksha is not possible. Which loka he will go? Adholoka? Apratishtaha means punyarahitaha, jnanarahitaha, nirashrayaha ityartaha. Trishanku madri. Trishanku, he is not in this loka. He is not able to go to higher loka. Trishanku madri ayidvanana. Bhagavan is going to give answer later. He Mahabhaho vimudaha brahmanaha pathi. Brahmanaha pathi means jnana marga. Pathi means marga. A person who is in that jnana marga. Brahmanaha marga means brahmanveshanam. Who is searching for that Brahman inquiry and who wants to own up that Brahman nature as his own nature. He is called Brahmanaha Pathi. He became what? Vimudaha, deluded. He get delusion because ayatihi. Chalita manasaha, his mind is disturbed and he has not put that sufficient effort. In a sariya classic pole. He left that karma. To escape that karma, he came to Vedanta class. Okay. All these rituals are not necessary, all these are not important. Madhusudana Saraswati says, Bhashyakara is another commentator of Bhagavad Gita. Madhusudana Saraswati says, listening to Bhagavad Gita 1 minute is equal to 100 yagas. Listening to Bhagavad Gita 1 minute from proper teacher. Okay. Systematically, if you listen Bhagavad Gita for 1 minute, it is equal to 100 yagas. 100 yagas, if a person perform, how much benefit he gets? That much benefit this person will get. Bhagavad Gita student. He writes, that author writes. Because this person is not studying. You can leave this, when a guru says like this, the person leave all this. Nothing. No upavasa, no exam, no test, no assignment. She won't ask whether you have book or not also. Very nice. If I go to temple, I have to put dakshina, I have to take karpuram, I have to buy flowers, fruits, so many things. I have to do pradakshina, I have to do sashtanga namaskara. And all these things, problems, heavy crowd, jaragandi, and they go on telling. All these problems I want to escape and I came here to Vedanta class. But after coming to Vedanta class, half of the time I'll sleep. Not you, generally people. And many times I won't understand. Sometimes Swamini goes above the head. I want to escape from that karma, rituals and all. I came here. After coming here, I am not able to concentrate on the study. Where am I now? I can't go back to the rituals because already I am becoming lazy. I am not interested in doing them. But I am not able to grasp the teaching. I am not able to assimilate. So what is that reason? condition vimudhaha. Clear the vimudhaha, delusion, confusion. It happens to many people. It happens at one point of time, either few days or few weeks or few months, few years. This type of mind will be there for a person. He is called vimudhaha, who left totally there and who take up the Vedanta not studying properly. Therefore, what we say, never leave that totally, we say. But students, they leave that also and they leave this also, teaching also. Jagrata. It's a warning. Therefore, Arjuna used that word. Arjuna is not vimudhaha. Generally, people do this type of things every day because they can easily drop that. They can take this also. Happily they come. That's why under Guru guidance only you have to study scriptures. Without Guru guidance you are not supposed to leave the rituals. If you are leaving the rituals means you must be under the Guru guidance who is teaching scriptures. If you are not under Guru guidance who is teaching scriptures, you must be under religion. Total practice of religious duties. Religious practices you have to do. So you have to be careful here. Otherwise, this is what the teacher's job. Carefully the student has to be under the Guru guidance or with full of rituals. Then the Guru will take care of. Guru means teaching, will take care of. And then the warning varum marakka koodadhu. You are not supposed to forget. Again. Okay, underline pannikanum appadiye. Swamini, and after 2 years you are not supposed to come. Swamini, I already told you long before. Yes, Swamini, but you told me you should not scratch your head. So my job is over. Any teacher job is over. So therefore, we have to study systematically. Systematically, Guru guidance. Otherwise, you will become vimudhaha. That person's life will be perished. Like chinna abhramiva. Still, if you have fear, Arjuna continuing further also. So, kachinnaha, in this 38th sloka, he said, having fallen from both yoga, jnana yoga and karma, having no support of yoga and karma, and having been deluded in the pursuit of Brahmana Pati, does he not perish, he is asking, like a scattered cloud? Now this is my doubt. Oh Arjuna, Krishna, now what? Etan me samshayam Krishna Chetumarhasya sheshataha Tvadanyas samshayasyasya Chetanahyupapadyate. I am giving a lot of warning. You need not frighten. Okay, you need not frighten. Lord Krishna is going to pacify you a lot in the 40th sloka onwards. Why I am telling, we are all struggling to reduce our weight. Many people are all walking daily to reduce weight. 5 grams or at least 5 grams in a half kg, 1 kg every day weighing machine we see, and we are trying to reduce weight. How many of us are trying to reduce the ego weight? 5 grams of 5 grams of ego weight am I trying to reduce? I am conscious of reducing my body weight. Am I conscious of reducing my ego weight? Head weight. Head weight and rundu weight irukku. Head ku oru weight irukku, adukulla oru weight irukku. Why person fail? Because of ego. We have to reduce our ego weight. What is the weighing mission? Saturday Gita class is the weighing mission. I am not telling you are having ego. Generally I am telling. Generally, people very easily we develop ego. We listen Shastra from that ego standpoint. Why a person fail? Because of the ego problem. So that body weight you can reduce by going to gym and all and doing yoga something, by walking something. But how can I reduce my ego? What weighing mission? Vedanta study of scriptures, thorough study. Then only I can reduce my ego weight. The more I reduce the weight, the more the moksha phalam, jnana phalam is going to come. He is asking, Hey Krishna, O Lord, etat me samshayam, etat, this doubt, etat, samshayam is pumlingaha, samshayaha, samshayam, second case, samshayam. Etat samshayam means etat, that samshayam when it is pumlingam, here etat napumsakalinga should not come actually. Etam irkanam. Etam should be there. But Lord Krishna is saying etat is napumsakalinga, neuter gender. So grammatically it is a mistake, but you need not correct, because Lord Krishna said you should not touch the shloka. Etat is also, it's arsha prayoga. We have to accept that grammatical, we have to accept it, that's all. Etat me samshayam, my doubt. My doubt means 37, 38, those shlokas, the doubt what I have already presented in front of you. Samshayam chetum. Chetu means to remove. Chid dhatu. Chid means to cut actually. Chid means to destroy, to remove, to eliminate. Arhasi. Aseshataha. You are only capable of removing my doubt. Me samshayam, etat me samshayam, this my doubt can be removed, eliminated by you only. Arhasi means you are only capable. You are only capable of removing my doubt. Shankaracharya writes, even not rishis, even not devas, any other gods, but you alone can remove. See, so much confident. That much confidence should be there on Guru and Artham. Once we approach a Guru, we should not lose our faith, shraddha and devotion towards the Guru. After 6 years, 10 years, we would have a doubt whether this teacher can give knowledge or not, this teacher can remove my doubts. That samshayam should not come. The benefit of doubt I have to give to the teacher. You have to surrender to the teacher. Ishvara will take care of. See the Arjuna's obedience here, the devotion. Arhasi, tvam arhasi. You are only capable of giving. So chetum arhasi asheshataha. Totally, completely. My doubt can be removed totally. My samshayam can be removed totally by you alone. Arhasena. What a word he is using, you see. What a confidence on the teacher. That shows the confidence of the student shows how much devotion he is having on the teacher. Arhasi. And the Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Arhasi. Not only that, further he says, Samshayasya, asya samshayasya cheta. This doubt, asya samshayasya cheta means that the remover of this doubt cannot be anyone other than you. He is emphasizing. Cheta means the remover of what? Asya samshayasya. This doubt which has taken up in my mind, arise in my mind. This doubt can be removed by you alone. The remover of this doubt other than you, tvat anyaha na asti. Tvadanyaha, other than you, no one can remove. You are alone capable of removing this doubt. Other than you, no one can remove. These are the very, very significant words used by the Arjuna to show the students' sharanagati towards the teacher. It's because it is not 1 or 2 days study. I have to study decades without shaking my shraddha towards the teacher. In the Jnana Varaname, I have to attain moksha. After 5 years shaking again. Another guru. Again you go to another guru. After 2-3 years another, there also shake. You go to another guru. Again shake. Lifelong shaking. By that time our life will be over. Very difficult. So because this knowledge will take a lot of years, I have to study from the same teacher. I should not lose my shraddha. If I lose my shraddha, if I have any doubt on my teacher, that's all. My learning will be obstructed. Very, very difficult. Adha manushyanam sahasresh. Among thousands of people, very few people will get moksha. Idha karanam. Very, very difficult to study from a same teacher. Adhe munji pathindi. Same voice, same teaching. Very, very difficult. See how he says, Tvadanyaha asya samshayasya cheta tvadanyaha na upapadyate. Na upapadyate means there can be no one. Na upapadyate means there can be no one who can be the remover of this doubt. Samshaya cheta. Samshayasya asya cheta. No one can remove. Therefore, Lord Krishna cannot escape now. You go and ask somebody and he cannot say. So Lord Krishna has to answer. Hey Krishna, you alone can remove my doubt. Other than you, no one can remove my doubt. Upon the Guru, one student is sufficient. Such a type of student, one student is enough, no? Lord Krishna didn't call all Pandavas. All of you come, I am going to teach Bhagavad Gita. He didn't publicize any paper. And those teachers knows. One student is enough who is having Shraddha, Bhakti. How many students are coming is another question. How much crowd is coming is another question. How many students are dedicated for learning? How many students are surrendered to the Guru and Guru's teaching? That is the matter. Crowd doesn't matter. Quality is the matter, not quantity. A real Vedantic teacher always look at the quality, not seeing the crowd. Not quantity, number. Enough. One student, few students are enough. Now Lord Krishna is ready to give answer. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Partha Naive विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति. Very important shloka. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. The Lord answered here. 3 shlokas Arjuna's doubts. 37, 38, 39. From here Lord gives answer up to till end. What a beautiful answer Lord Krishna gives, you see. You all can be happy by this answer. Hey Partha, O Arjuna, iha asya vinashaha na vidyate. Asya means of that person. Asya means of that person who has left karma, rituals and all, and he came to study Shastra, who has chosen Jnana Yoga, Jnana Marga. Vilindi Pava, class vandinde irukke, and doing Samadhi Abhyasa, contemplation, always giving more priority to scriptural study, very less priority to puja, punaskaram and all. Punaskaram enna? The puja kapram punaskaram vandadu, generally. Puja means other rituals and all. He is giving less priority, coming to Vedanta and giving more priority to this. And he is not able to get punya there. He is not able to get moksha here. And that person, and suppose he leaves the body. One more incidental point here. We the Hindus mostly we believe after fall of this body, the soul will travel. We believe. Because Shastra says. That's why Shraddha Karma, all we are doing for that Jiva only. That Sukshma Shariram and the Jiva Atma Pandram. Tarpanam and all. That means something travel after the fall of the body. No science can talk about this. No science has got a thing or subject matter to talk about what happens to the soul after death. Science cannot talk. Science can talk about the brain. While living, how the brain functions. After the death or fall of the body, how brain loses its function. They talk and they write books and books. Scientists. But whereas they cannot talk about the mind. Sukshma Shariram, they cannot talk. Have you seen any book talking about the Sukshma Shariram, science book? Subtle body. Subtle body travels like this, goes to this loka. No science book talk about the subtle body. It's Apaurusheya Veda alone can talk about subtle body. So Lord Krishna says, this person who left this physical body here and the person not attained Jivan Mukti, his subtle body travels. His subtle body travels. Where he goes now? Lord Krishna says, he goes to that place, to which place all these people who are all performing yagam, yajnam, homam, all these things, those people are going to higher lokas, no? He goes there only. This person, Brahmanaha Pati, who has not attained moksha, who has missed that punya, who has studied Shastra in between, he left the body. This person goes to that loka, higher loka, To which loka all these people going? Punya karma, those are doing Putra Kameshti Yaga, Jyotishtoma Yaga, Yajnam, Yagam, Danam, Tapam, Karma, everything, whatever they are doing, and they are going to higher lokas. This person who attended that Gita classes also will go there. Suppose he don't get mukti, not you, not my students. My students will get Jivan Mukti. Suppose anybody missed, that person will go to higher lokas. Swarga loka he will go. So there is no adhogati, he says here. Look into the shloka. Tasya vinashaha na vidyate. He will not perish. He will not be destroyed. Where? Iha amutra. In this loka or in higher loka, also he will not be destroyed. He will not perish. There is no destruction for him, neither here, iha means here, in this loka, nor here means in this janma, nor in the hereafter, means after the fall of the body, in paraloka. That means what? There is no naraka prapti. He will not perish either in this loka or in other loka. Other loka means he will not go to naraka loka. He will not perish in this loka means he will not have any drawbacks in this life also. Therefore, what is he gets na? Tasya kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. For that person is there neither destruction nor lower lokas, but he goes to higher lokas only, because he gives the reason. He will not go to Naraka, he will not perish here. That means what? He goes to higher lokas. He will not perish means what? He will have a further janmas. What janmas he is going to get, he is going to tell later. Why he won't get Naraka, he will not perish? Because Kalyana Krit Kaschit. Kaschit means any person. Kalyana means Mangalam. Krit means Karta, the performer of right action, dharmic action. Kalyana Krit. Jnana Yajna Shubhakritaha anartham. What yajna he has performed? Jnana Yajnam. Kalyana Krita means Jnana Yajnam. Edo chumma Kesari High School lo Swamini Papam teaching Bhagavad Gita class. Don't think like that. Lord Krishna says. Naturally, Lord Krishna says. Kalyana Krita. A person who listens to Shastra, Kalyana Krita, that means you are doing Yajnam here. Every Saturday, 1 hour, what we are doing? Yajnam. In a nachana nama mattered. Lord Krishna Shunna, you have to believe, no? Kalyana Krita. Durgatim na gacchati he tata. Tata means not grandfather. Tata means, oh my dear child. Oh my dear one. Tata means as son. Putraha. Appane children, Tamil. Appane. Adivadri. Putra means, Tata means father born as a Putra. No? Father is called Tata in Sanskrit. Father is called Tata. And the father alone manifests as Putra. Therefore, he is as good as Tata. Tata means father. Appane in artham. So, oh my dear child, there is no durgati, no evil end, na gacchati, he does not attain. Kuschitam gati durgati, he will not get any durgati. Adho janma is not there for him. He will get good life. What is that life? What janma he will get? Next shlokas he is going to explain. Very, very important shlokas. We will see that in the next class. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ।